أفلح من صلى على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم إني أسألك وأتوجه إليك بنبيك نبي الرحمة محمد صلى الله عليه وآله. يا أبا القاسم يا رسول الله يا إمام الرحمة يا سيدنا ومولانا، إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله، وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله، اشفع لنا عند الله. يا أبا الحسن يا أمير المؤمنين يا علي بن أبي طالب، يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا، إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله، وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله، اشفع لنا عند الله. يا فاطمة الزهراء يا بنت محمد يا قرة عين الرسول، يا سيدتنا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله، وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيهة عند الله، اشفعي لنا عند الله. يا أبا محمد يا حسن بن علي أيها المجتبى يا ابن رسول الله، يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا، إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله، وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله، اشفع لنا عند الله. يا أبا عبد الله يا حسين بن علي أيها الشهيد يا ابن رسول الله، يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا، إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله، وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله، اشفع لنا عند الله. يا أبا الحسن يا علي بن الحسين يا زين العابدين يا ابن رسول الله، يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا، إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله، وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله. يا أبا جعفر يا محمد بن علي أيها الباقر يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله. يا أبا عبد الله يا جعفر بن محمد أيها الصادق يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله. يا أبا الحسن يا موسى بن جعفر أيها الكاظم يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله. يا أبا الحسن يا علي بن موسى أيها الرضا يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله. يا أبا جعفر يا محمد بن علي أيها التقي الجواد يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله. يا أبا الحسن يا علي بن محمد أيها الهادي النقي يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله. يا أبا محمد يا حسن بن علي أيها الزكي العسكري يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا وصي الحسن والخلف الحجة أيها القائم المنتظر المهدي يا ابن رسول الله يا حجة الله على خلقه يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله. يا سادتي وموالي يا سادتي وموالي إني توجهت بكم أئمتي وعدتي ليوم فقري وحاجتي إلى الله وتوسلت بكم إلى الله واستشفعت بكم إلى الله فاشفعوا لي عند الله واستنقذوني من ذنوبي عند الله فإنكم وسيلتي إلى الله وبحبكم وقربكم أرجو نجاة من الله فكونوا عند الله رجائي يا سادتي يا أولياء الله صلى الله عليهم أجمعين ولعن الله أعداء الله ظالميهم من الأولين والآخرين آمين رب العالمين. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد ولا تجعل لنا في هذا المكان ذنبا إلا غفرته ولا هما إلا فرجته ولا سقما إلا شفيته ولا عيبا إلا سترته ولا رزقا إلا بسطته برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. Please recite 5 times. أما يجيب المضطر إذا دعاه ويكشف السوء. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أما يجيب المضطر إذا دعاه ويكشف السوء. 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 وإلى وجه الله وشرف النبي والأئمة الطاهرين وموتانا أجمعين وموتى المؤمنين. رحم الله من قرأ سورة الفاتحة مسبوقة بالصلاة على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
Assalamu alaikum. We pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with the wasila of this recitation of Dua Tawassul. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect all the oppressed around the globe, especially Sheikh Ibrahim Zakzaki, and who is in the prison of the oppression and the Nigerian government. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless him and give him long life along with his family and his followers in Nigeria. And inshallah pray in your daily prayers for his safety and release. Also write to the all government officials, use social media, Twitter, to increase the awareness about his illegal detention. Wassalam. Muhammad wa ali Muhammad Bulantar salawat.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. سبحان الله والحمد لله ولا إله إلا الله والله أكبر. الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر. الله أكبر كبيرا والحمد لله كثيرا. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. رسول نعم الرسول صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم. أشهد أن عليا ولي الله. أشهد أن مولانا أمير المؤمنين عليا وأولاده المعصومين حجج الله. حجج ونعم الحجج صلوات الله وسلامه عليه. حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة. حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح. حي على خير العمل. حي على خير العمل. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله. لا إله إلا الله. لا إله إلا الله حقا حقا، لا إله إلا الله إيمانا وصدقا، لا إله إلا الله عبودية ورقا، وإلى وجه الله وشرف النبي والأئمة الطاهرين، وإلى موتانا أجمعين وموتى المؤمنين. رحم الله من قرأ الفاتحة مسبوقة بالصلاة على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. الفاتحة. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين وبه نستعين، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين، حبيب قلوبنا وطبيب نفوسنا، رحمة للعالمين، أبي القاسم محمد. اللهم صل على محمد. والصلاة والسلام على أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المظلومين، ولعنة الله على أعدائهم أجمعين. اللهم كن لوليك الحجة ابن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة، وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا، حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمتعه فيها طويلا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم صل على محمد. أما بعد، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. All praise and glory belongs to Allah, the creator of this universe, the one who selected two of his creations for a task that was not accessible or was attainable other than men and jinn. Where he says that وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ, that I have not created men or jinn other than. Now يَعْبُدُونَ is in the sense that you have the root as ibadah or abd. You can take it into translation of worship. But an abd is also a state. Okay. A person could be, as such, it looks like a free man, but that person is an abd. Meaning the state of slavery is upon him, but he looks like a free man. And then there are many slaves who are free men. There are many people in the prison. I've seen some of them myself, I've met them. They're in a prison, they are prisoners, but they're free men. Because the state of slavery for them, that condition, that prison has not created. Because their state inside is of a free man. So when you look at ourselves, the first part of the first khutbah is supposed to be about taqwa. And there's nobody here who has not heard about taqwa or does not have a meaning of taqwa or has not listened to one or two khutbahs about taqwa. Every one of us, like we say in Farsi, khalis zehn ki nistim. And it's not that we don't have anything on that topic. We have something, right? The thing is, all that we have heard, and see if you can relate to me, the practical aspect of taqwa becomes a little bit of a foreign topic for us. But the theory is very familiar. The word in itself, the traditions, the verses of the Quran, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu taqullaha haqqa tuqatih. Everybody, وَلَا تَمُوتُنَّ إِلَّا وَأَنْتُمْ Muslim. Everyone has heard those verses, you've heard about the traditions, but the practical aspect of it is still foreign to us. I just would like to give you one angle and then see if we can practically put this topic into our lives. Okay? So we talked about that taqwa is power. Okay? Taqwa comes from the root word where we say it is power. Okay. What is the benefit of having power? Think about it. What is the benefit of having power? Benefit of having power is that you can be free. A person who's powerful cannot be subjugated. A person who's powerful cannot be taken into slavery. Right? And here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that I have not created men or jinn other than the part that they should be in a state of being a slave. So if we're going to be, our purpose of creation is slavery, then why ask us to have power? Why advise us to have power? Because if you have power, then you cannot be subjugated. Right? But this subjugation, this sort of slavery is from whom? Right? How are we supposed to become free? Where are we supposed to become free? And where are we supposed to become a slave? Two things, right? So if we don't have power, what would be the loss? The loss is the mental illness. When the mind does not have the fear or love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it's mentally ill. One of the benefits and the most important benefit of taqwa, and the benefit has to be in this world. It has to be in this life. It has to be here. Over there in the akhirah is just a projection of that. The actual benefit we were supposed to receive here. Over there, what are we going to do with taqwa? What are we going to do with that power? Do we have any practical implications for that? Meaning here, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that religion has been brought here, ad-dunya madra'atul akhirah, then that means that whatever you're going to sow here, right? That's what the tradition is. Whatever you're going to do here, you will see it in the end. So the benefit of taqwa is supposed to be here. And one of the benefits, and I think is the most important one, then the person who has waqa, who has taqwa, will actually be, their mind will be healthy. They will not have mental illness. If you look around us, most of us are mentally ill. Anxiety, depression, and when the mind is not healthy, BP. When the mind is not healthy, the metabolism of the body goes like there's no communication happening. The mind is actually communicating with the body. When the body is not communicating with the mind, or the mind is not communicating in coherence, it has to be coherent communication. If I start saying to you, you can understand something? In order for me to communicate to you, I need to be coherent. My words have to be there, it has to be with meaning. When the mind cannot communicate to the body coherently, the body starts. So diabetes, BP, anxiety, depression, all of these diseases that you are, and even cancer. Cancer is a projection of a person who's had to face a tragedy or a loss or grief or something that was so traumatic that they could not resolve that in their life. Because they could not resolve it inside of their body, that tumor started to build. Their own cells decided to become free agents. And we're not going to talk to you anymore. When the cells are communicating with each other, the body is healthy. When the cells stop communicating, cancer becomes. With me? If we really do want to have a healthy mind, we need to understand that it is the taqwa of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that can give us the healthy mind. The main cause of anxiety and depression is not having tawakkul. That's it. The reason why we have anxiety and depression is because we don't have tawakkul. If we had tawakkul on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in every aspect of our lives, why would I have anxiety? Why would I get depressed about something? Do I have a reason? No. Why? Because I'm relying on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He's my sustainer. He's my provider. He's all powerful. He's the one who will decide the decree for me. And whatever comes from Him is actually good for me. And whatever comes from me is actually bad for me. And whatever comes from me which is bad, He protects me from it. What do I have to worry about? When you look at tawakkul, they say that there are three stages for it. One is as a child that relies on their parents. You remember when we were children, we would say I'll say to my father, okay, I want this toy, I want this. I know that he's going to get it for me. Did I worry about whether I'm going to get the bicycle or not, whether I'm going to get that? Because in our days, we didn't have PS4s and all that stuff. So it was small things like a football. Would I be worried about that? No. Would I have anxiety about a football, thinking all night the football's not going to come? No. Because I know my dad is there, and if he said he's going to bring it, he's going to bring it. Would I get depressed if I got the smaller football or a bigger football or a different color? No. I was okay, my dad knows me, he got me this football, it's fine. Or you say, no, that's not how it is. As children, let's say, if we still complained, if we still did not think of our father as trustworthy, because he told us, I'm going to get you a football on Monday, but no football came on Monday. We started losing maybe trust in our father. Then yes, okay, have anxiety. If he's promised, maybe he's not going to get it for you. But we're talking about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We're talking about the sustainer of this universe. Even to have tawakkul on the level of a child that does to the parents. The other level is a blind person. When a blind person is there, the tawakkul that the blind person has on someone who can see. Once the blind person is at the corner of the road, he knows the other person is off sight, he will hold that person's hand. Does he have anxiety? He's going to know. The person who's guiding him, he's got sight. He's going to hold his hand and cross the road. The third level of tawakkul is that it is as if when a dead body relies on the ghasil, the one who's giving the ritual bath. The last part. The dead body is not having any anxiety or stress about the bath, can't do nothing. It's not going to move, it's not going to do anything, can't do nothing. The ghasil is going to do everything. Now, if we are also stuck with, anxiety and depression and BP and sugar and cancer and all those diseases, we need to maybe take a look, maybe in our mind, we don't have tawakkul, maybe we don't have fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not of hellfire. Fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala means to have a God conscious. Fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala means is sami' and basir. Fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala means that He can see you, He can hear you, He is present with you. Just as a person will become conscious if the child is in the room, they will not do something wrong. A Are they afraid of the child? The child is going to do something to them? No. A 5-year-old child is there, you're going to be like, okay, I cannot do this and this because this child is there. Are you scared of the child? No. But the presence of the child makes you aware. For us, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, yes, we say Sami or Basir, but do we really actually believe that? Right? So, if you want to have a benefit of taqwa, you won't have to deal with anxiety, like, I thought maybe I'll use this angle because we're more concerned about the physical diseases than when we talk about the diseases of the soul. That, when people go into this diet mode, they do this diet, that diet, they'll go through all of the doctors and they want to be healthy and, go to the gym and go for walks and go for all of that. They're concerned about their body. I thought, let's take this angle and say that if you want to have a healthy mind and get rid of all of these things, you need to get taqwa of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because the benefit of taqwa is that you'll be mentally healthy. Right? Have reliance on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Know that He can see you, He can hear you. Know that He is the best of the deciders. Know that He is more merciful to you than 60 of your mothers combined. Know that He is your support when you're not going to have any support. Know that if you have fallen, you will always have Him to pick you up. Know that regardless of what you do to yourself, He will always try to protect you. Know that if one door is closed, He will open another one. Believe on that. Be convinced on that. And in order for you to do that, control your emotions, control your thoughts, and control your actions. That power will give you the motivation to do that. Okay. Inshallah, that all of us will become mentally healthy. We'll get rid of this OCD issues. We have become obsessive compulsive. We get rid of OCD's issues. We'll get bipolar done. We have bipolar too. Person comes in Jummah, it's a different person. As soon as out of the door is another personality. A person goes to work in front of the boss man. Yes sir, how are you? Goes to the house, Inshallah, we'll get rid of these sort of diseases, and the benefit of you having that fear and love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will translate into your practical life. It is attainable, it is achievable, and the ones who have done it, they have shown it to us. Imam Taqi alayhi salatu wasalam, he lived in one of the most hardest of times. The times that he got, our last Imams, they got the hardest of times. But when you look at his personality, and 25 years old, martyred, right? But within that 25 years, if you look at his personality, never ever you will find any scenario in which Imam Taqi alayhi complained about his hardships. Never. You will find him people getting him out of the city, kicking him out of the city. Okay? By the time that Maghrib happens, he's back in the city. The whole of his life, if one of that difficulty comes to you and I, we will not be able to survive a day. How did they survive? It was their taqwa. It was their taqwa that benefited them to be able to go through the harshest of times and still be mentally sane and always do the right thing and be a benefit to the rest of the humanity. Not to be depressed and with anxiety and just locking themselves in the house and not having any contact with anybody. have shown it to us. There is a benefit. You become maqbool by mardum as well. You get loved between the people. The ones who have the fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The ones who don't, then your presence for them is of a thorn. Inshallah that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give us the opportunity and He will bless us for us to be able to have the ability to acquire the power of taqwa and implement it in our lives. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim wal-Asr. Inna al-insana lafi khusr. Illa alladhina amanu wa amilu salihat wa tawasaw bil-haqq wa tawasaw bis-sabr. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وبه نستعين والصلاة والسلام على محمد وآل محمد اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Is it possible to have a world in which humanity can live with peace, harmony? Is it possible to have a world where the rights of everyone is given? Is it possible to have a world where you're not divided by the skin color or the creed or nation or ethics or ethnicity, that you're all looked upon as equal? Is it possible that in that world the honorable ones are going to be the ones that are closest to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Is it possible for humanity to be able to tap into that potential, the divine and reach that status or that stature or that status or that place where humanity is supposed to be? Is it possible? Is it possible? Yes or no? It is. It is possible because it is the promise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is definite that that is going to happen. The promise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is that. Now, when this promise is fulfilled, do you think that we're going to have those human beings come from Mars or Pluto or anywhere else from the universe? You think that we're going to have someone else, some other sort of creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala descend upon the earth and live among each other in that respect? No. Who is it going to be? You and I. It's going to be you and I. We're going to be the ones who are going to reach that place. We're going to live with each other in that respect. I don't know. It is us. We are made this way. We're not going to become something else. We are made this way. We have that inside of us. Then why is it that when you see the world is full of darkness, the rights are not given, people are prejudiced, bigots, they divide themselves based on ethnicity, the skin color, they divide themselves based on the place that they were born, that they are going to accumulate the wealth that, it's unimaginable. In the whole history of humanity, never there has been such an imbalance. You know that 80 people, they have the same amount of money as 3.5 billion people in the world. Can you try to do the ratio of this? 80 people have the same money that equals to the bank accounts of 3.5 billion people. You cannot imagine how the ratio is going to be small compared to 80 versus 3.5 billion. This imbalance that we have is probably the greatest in all of humanity. You know that 70% of the natural resources are being utilized by 25% of the people. 25% of the people are utilizing 70% of the natural resources and producing 80% of the pollution. Do you see the imbalance? This is on the global scale. Let's come within our own selves. 10 people, 20 people cannot live with each other in peace and harmony. If we talk about this community, we can. But if you want me to give you the ratio, in every community that I've gone, 4 to 5%, and that is a very big number I'm giving you. Generally, it's less than that. 4 to 5% of the people are the ones who are creating the disunity, and the harmony is gone, and the peace is gone, and the tranquility is gone, and people are just divided just because of the 4 or 5%. Their families are divided, their community is divided, their centers are divided. In Houston, in the 15-mile radius, there are 9 centers. Within 15 miles, there are 9 centers, and all of those 9 centers, if you were to go in Shab Jum'ah, you will find 4 or 5 people sitting there. And because of that division, because of those issues, inside of their families, the sisters are running away from the house, and they're going and living in sin with kuffar. And the parents can't do nothing. They cannot do anything to stop that girl to walk out of the door and live with someone in sin. We've had our little brothers, 11 years old, 10 years old, on their phones watching those sites that are only for 18 or 21 years old. Inside of their mind, they've become a clone of everything that Islam says that will finish social justice. And do we have anything that happens to us? Do we get upset about it? Or it's his family? It's got nothing to do with us. It's not my children. They are your children. Everyone, every child in this community in Calgary is my child. Every mother is my mother. Every sister is my sister. Every brother is my brother. I cannot separate myself from you. No matter what you speak, no matter where you're from. You say, La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah, you're my brother, you're my sister, you're part of my body. I am also responsible for your children. You are also responsible for your children. We're not separate. In our own selves, we cannot come together. And this coming together too, let me make that clear, I have 5 minutes, has to be based on truth and falsehood. You cannot come together just for the sake of coming together to compromise on truth. Truth is not something that can be compromised just because we can sit in one place. Truth cannot be compromised that we can go to each other's houses and we can have a face in front of the other person. Truth cannot be compromised so that, my business runs well, so I'm going to make connections with other people, even though I know that they are not on the truth, they are not on the right, just for my own personal gain. That's not unity. Unity has to be based, you stand with the truth. And as many people will stand with the truth, falsehood is about to go and will go. The reason why falsehood does not go is because not even 10 people can come together on the truth. And it cannot be based on personalities. You cannot base it on personalities. I'll tell you, when Jangi Jamal, when the Battle of Jamal was there, a person comes to Imam Ali alayhi and he says, Imam, I am confused. Imam says, why are you confused? He said, I'm confused. Who has the truth? Who is with the truth? On one side, I see those personalities. On the other side, I see you. I'm confused. You know what Imam Ali said to him? Imam Ali said, first find out what truth is. Find out what truth is, use that as a measuring scale, as a mold, as a weighing machine, as a mizan to judge personalities. And if any personality fits that scale, be with it. Look how easy it was for Imam Ali to say to this person. He said, what are you talking about? You have to be with me? Aliyul mal haq wal haqqul mal Ali. The Holy Prophet has said that. Ali is with the truth and the truth is with Ali. The Holy Prophet has said that. You be with me? Did he say that to him? No. He said, first go and fight what truth is. Go find what haqq is. And once you know, you stand with it. And the truth will stand with you. That will not mean that falsehood will stand with you. Then you will not have that unity, quote unquote. There will be divide, but the divide will be based on truth and falsehood, not on any other measuring scale. We, as a community, we need to do that. We need to start from our own homes. Find out what the truth is. We started off in our own relations. We know that the mother-in-law is wrong. We know that mother-in-law is wrong. We know that, the wife is right. We know, let's say, our own mother is wrong, the wife is right. What do we do? What do we do? Whose side do we take? In our own relationships, on daily basis. When we train ourselves this way and we train our children this way, guess what they're going to become? Maslahat pasand. They are going to look for their own benefit, regardless of what the truth and false is. They're going to say what is in their own benefit. And when we build ourselves this way, how in the world we will ever get ready for the coming of the Imam? Imam himself is the mizan between truth and falsehood. How are we going to get ready? This is the time. Start from your house. Build it up in the community. Make that as your principle. But first, you have to find what haqq is. You have to know what haqq is. And I'll put myself in there. Majority of us, we don't know what haqq is. We only know what has been told to us by someone. Imam Hassan has said that the difference between, real and unreal, the difference between truth and falsehood is 4 fingers. Here, see. This side can be from these eyes, and that side is also from the heart. That listening is also the sound waves hitting your ears, and that listening is also the waswasa of shaitan, which is non-audible. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give you and me the opportunity to find what truth is, and once we do, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the power to be able to judge ourselves and others with that mizan, with that scale, so that we can become prepared for the advent of the Imam of the time. May he come as soon as possible, and that we become the friends and followers of him. This would be my last Friday with you. I think I don't have to say this, but all of you know that I love you. Right? There's nobody here that I don't love. And it was out of love that I spoke to you. It was not to put anyone down. It was not to break anyone's heart. It was not to create any discourse. It was not to create any disunity. It was not to indicate on anybody. Okay? May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the opportunity to love each other in the sense that when we see us doing something wrong, have the ability and the patience and the tolerance to accept it and move forward. This day is specified for the Imam. And it always is very difficult for me that when Jummah comes and we are not praying behind him and we're not praying behind one of his representatives, it becomes very heavy for me. And I'm sorry if anybody got offended by that. It just feels like forever that this day comes and he's not here. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد جميعا وعجل فرجهم.